This video is all about somatic practice, staying calm during conflict. You don't struggle to speak your truth. You struggle to stay in your body long enough to actually say it. Because the moment conflict shows up, something shifts. Your heart rate changes. Your thoughts speed up. Your body tightens. And suddenly, you're not responding. You're reacting. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think, I just need to communicate better. I just need to be more confident. I just need to say what I feel. But this isn't a communication problem. This is a nervous system problem. Because when your body doesn't feel safe, you will not stay present long enough to honor your truth. And this is where May hits differently. Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming? Someone who speaks up? Someone who holds boundaries? Someone who stays grounded? But Energy Body 5 is asking, what are you actually doing in the moment? Because when conflict happens, that's where the truth is revealed. Because let's be honest, in those moments, you don't always become the version of you say you want to be. Instead, you might go quiet, over-explain, backtrack's a big one, trying to smooth things over, prioritize their comfort over your truth. And afterwards, you replay it, thinking, why didn't I just say what I meant? But it's not because you didn't know what to say. It's because your body didn't feel safe enough to say it. And until you learn how to regulate your body, you will keep abandoning yourself in those moments. Not consciously, automatically. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening in your body during conflict and give you a simple somatic practice to stay calm, grounded, and present, so you can actually show up as the version of you're becoming. Before we go deeper, if this is already landing for you, if you felt this in your own life, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. Let's spread this message to more people, because this is where you stop abandoning yourself in real time and start showing up differently. And if you want to understand the deeper patterns that's driving this, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you can change them. The link is in the description box below. So let's break down what's actually happening in your body. Because once you understand this, you stop thinking, why am I like this? And start realizing my body is trying to protect me. When conflict shows up, your body doesn't see it as a conversation. It sees it as a threat. Not always logically, but emotionally, energetically, and instantly. Your nervous system activates one of the 4 responses: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So let me make this real for you, because you've probably experienced at least one of these. Fight, you become defensive, you raise your voice, you push back harder. This isn't aggression, it's protection. The second is flight. You avoid the conversation, you shut it down and you withdraw. You're not disengaging. You're escaping. Freeze, your mind goes blank. You don't know what to say and you feel stuck. You're not incapable. You're overwhelmed. And fawn, I'm guessing this is going to be a big one for you. You agree when you don't mean it. You over-explain. You try to keep the peace. This is people-pleasing in real time. Now, I'm guessing most of you live in fawn, because conflict doesn't feel like something to navigate. It feels like something to avoid at all costs. So instead of asking, why can't I just say what I feel? The real question becomes, why doesn't my body feel safe enough to say it? And again, this is where identity meets action. Energy Body 1 says, I'm becoming someone who speaks their truth. But Energy Body 5 reveals, when it matters, I still collapse. And that's not failure. That's a gap in regulation. Because until your body feels safe, you will default to these patterns. No matter how much you understand them, no matter how much work you've done, you can't access your truth if your body is in survival mode. So think about this. Which one do you default to? Do you fight? Do you avoid? Do you freeze? Or do you people please? Because that response is shaping your relationships. So now you understand what's happening in your body. So let's go one layer deeper. Because the real issue isn't just the reaction, it's what happens right before it. There is a very specific moment in conflict where you actually leave yourself. And it is subtle, it's quick, and most people don't even realize it's happening. It can look like this. You stop listening to what you actually feel. You start focusing on how they're reacting. You try to manage the situation instead of honoring yourself. And in that moment, your truth takes a back seat. You're not just losing the conversation. You're losing yourself inside of it. Because instead of asking, what's true for me right now, you're asking, how do I keep this from going wrong? And that shift changes everything. Because now you're no longer present. You're managing, you're adjusting, you're filtering, and you're softening. And slowly you disappear. This is exactly where Energy Body 5 shows up. Because this isn't about what you know. It's about what you do in that moment. And in that moment, your behavior becomes self-abandoning. Not intentionally, but automatically. And this is why it stays with you afterwards. Why you replay conversations. Why you think, that's not what I meant to say. I should have said something. Why did I just go along with that? Because part of you knows you weren't fully there. You don't lose your voice. You lose connection to yourself. So let me ask you this. In your last difficult conversation, were you actually present with yourself? Or were you managing the other person? Because that's the difference. And here's the shift. You don't need to become better at conflict. You need to become better at staying with yourself during conflict. That's it. And this is exactly why we need to work with the body. Because this isn't something you think your way through. It's something you feel your way through. So now you understand the pattern. Now you can see the moment you leave yourself. This is where we change it. Not by thinking differently, but by staying in your body. Because regulation isn't about being calm all the time. It's about being able to stay present, even when things feel uncomfortable, even when your body wants to react. So I'm going to give you a simple practice you can use in any difficult conversation. Not to control the situation, but to stay connected to yourself inside it. Step 1, you come back to your body. The moment you feel triggered, instead of focusing on them, bring your attention back to your body. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your breath in your chest. This interrupts the automatic reaction. Step 2 is slow everything down. You don't need to respond immediately. Slow your speech. Slow your breathing. Pause before you answer. Even something as simple as, let me think about that for a second, creates space. Step 3 is anchor into your truth. Now, instead of asking, how do I keep this smooth? Ask, what's actually true for me right now? Not what sounds better, not what keeps the peace, what's true. Step 4, speak from that place and then say it simply, without over-explaining, without justifying, without softening it to make it easier for them. Because your truth doesn't need to be dressed up to be valid. Step 5 is hold yourself. And this is the part where most people collapse. Holding it, feeling the discomfort without rushing to fix it, without backtracking, without overgiving to smooth it out. Just staying with yourself. This is where everything comes together. Energy Body 1 says, I am someone who speaks my truth. Energy Body 5 says, show me through your breath, through your pause, through your response. And yes, this might feel awkward at first. It might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like you're doing it wrong, but you're not. You're just doing something different. You don't need to control the conversation. You need to stay connected to yourself inside it. So this is your work, not to avoid conflict, but to move through it without losing yourself. So let's bring this back to you. You don't lose your voice because you don't have one. You lose it because your body doesn't feel safe enough to use it. And that can change, because the version of you you're becoming is not someone who avoids discomfort. It's someone who can stay grounded through it. And like I said, that changes everything. So if this has landed for you, if you recognized yourself in those moments, I would really love for you to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. Because this is where you stop abandoning yourself in real time and start showing up differently. And if you want to understand your patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you stop reacting and start responding. This is your moment, not to be perfect, but to stay present. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.